It's time for a six-pack.
I love that stuff. Been drinking it for years. I heard they recently decided to add more hops to it.
What's happening, sports crew? It's your resident NFL candy capper, Mike Stromme, and I'm back with your six-pack. Last week, our picks went 3-3 with our totals going 2-1 and our sides 1-2. Here's to a better showing this week. For my first snag, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. No coach has seen more of Cam Newton than head coach Sean McDermott, the Panthers' defensive coordinator from 2011 through 2016. Not only is McDermott familiar with the team's offensive personnel, but he's worked with many of the key cogs on this Panther defense for 5 seasons as well. Not to mention his predecessor, Steve Wilks, was McDermott's secondaries coach during his tenure. Expect the Bills to have a trick or two up their sleeve on defense and to do enough offensively to comfortably cover the number. Give me the Bills +7 with a sprinkle on the money line. Pick number 2, I'm grabbing the Tennessee Titans. To me, this line looks like a major overreaction to the Jags' Week 1 performance in Houston. While the Jags came into a hostile environment and won outright as 5-point dogs, I don't see them being nearly as dominant as they looked last week. A major factor for the Jags' win last week in Houston was their defensive line. Their pass rush was relentless. Calais Campbell and Dante Fowler were monsters a week ago, as the Jags racked up 10 sacks as a unit last week. I don't see the pass rush playing as heavy as a role in this one. The Titans have one of the better, if not the best, offensive lines in the NFL. If this game were to happen a week ago, the line would not be nearly as favorable for Jacksonville. I want to see more from this team before I take them as nearly a pick-em over a team that should be a contender for a playoff spot in the AFC this season. I'll lay with the Titans on the money line in this contest. Staying with this Jacksonville-Tennessee contest, I like the under. Jags head coach Doug Marrone went on record to say he would ideally like quarterback Blake Bortles to throw 0 times. Obviously, the statement is rather hyperbolic, but the sentiment remains. This team loves to run the ball. They showed that last Sunday by handing the ball off nearly twice as many times as they threw. The Titans are also a team that likes to pound the rock. Their ground game was scripted out of the game a week ago, but their offense threw the ball just 51.4% of the time last year. Pair these two teams' tendencies to run the ball with the loss of Allen Robinson for Jacksonville, and I think we've got a low-scoring affair in Duval County. Give me under 42 points in this one. For pick number 4, we head to Los Angeles for the Chargers and Dolphins. Normally, fatigue and jet lag would play a major role for a team like the Miami Dolphins making their way out to SoCal. But due to Hurricane Irma, the team decided to travel to LA upon the news that their home opener with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be moved to Week 11. The Dolphins have been in the City of Angels for nearly a week now. Many of their players are saying that this de facto Week 1 bye has been a bonding experience, much like an extra week of training camp. They are rested, prepared, and ready to go. The Chargers, on the other hand, are coming into their own home opener in a smaller stadium in a new city on a short week, having played the second game of the Monday Night Football doubleheader. It's really rare to see a road team playing in a different time zone against a team in their home opener as an advantage, but that's exactly what we have here. I'll take the Miami Dolphins +4. Pick number 5 comes between two divisional rivals from the AFC North. Last week, the Baltimore Ravens walked into Cincinnati and baffled the Bengals with a 20-0 victory. Andy Dalton's 4 interceptions were a major contributor to the loss. He finished the game with a measly 28.4 quarterback rating. Ironically enough, on the other end, Joe Flacco finished the game with a 29.5 QBR. Statistically speaking, he was not much better than the Red Rocket. The only difference being Flacco limited the collateral damage to just 1 interception. Flacco was sidelined for most of training camp with a back injury. My gut tells me he's still not quite 100%, and that bad back can flare up at any moment. Browns defensive coordinator Greg Williams is probably more than aware of this angle. He's going to be dialing up his blitz packages early and often in order to test Flacco's durability. 8.5 points is way too many points to lay on a team with as many offensive concerns as the Ravens do. I expect Deshaun Kaiser and the Browns to hang around in this contest. Give me the 8.5 points with the Browns. Our final pick comes from the much-anticipated NFC Championship rematch between the Packers and the Falcons. The final ever NFL contest held at the Georgia Dome was between these two teams in the NFC title game. a contest that decisively went to the Atlanta Falcons. While I don't believe that this Falcons team will be nearly as dominant as the 2016 version, I expect them to show up in their home opener to christen their brand spanking new stadium with a W. I don't expect a rout, but asking the Dirty Birds to cover 3 points isn't asking too much. I'll take the Falcons -3 in the Sunday Nighter. That will do it for this week's 6-pack. May your picks be red hot and your pints ice cold.